Republican Congressman Mark Green is part of that House Oversight Committee that had a chance to talk to Cohen. Congressman, what do you think of that? The president's guilty of every sin in the book as a result.
This is ridiculous. So the best witness they've got, Neil, and by the way, thanks for having me on the show.
Good to have you.
The best witness they've got is Michael Cohen, a guy who lied multiple times to the IRS, lied on financial documents, lied to Congress, and he's the witness to Congress. It's pretty ridiculous. It just shows who they are. It shows, you know, the president is across the world in Vietnam strategically trying to bring about peace in the world, and all they care about is taking out the president. I mean, it's ridiculous.
But, you know, Congress, I didn't hear a lot of your colleagues on the right defend the president. Obviously, you're going after the guy who was passing all of this information along, and he's a convicted liar. He's going off to jail because he lied to Congress. But some of his statements, everything from, you know, he's a crook, can't be trusted, he's anti-gay, he's a racist. The substance of the remarks were never challenged by Republicans. I wonder why that is.
Oh, I think a lot of us went after the things that he said. I mean, you know, from the comments about his job and not wanting a job with the White House. I mean, we took him on that. We took him on his foreign contracts issues. I mean, we really went after his credibility.
No, you did, and I don't mean to blur those lines, sir. I guess what I caught is when someone says something over the top about someone, let's just say who I like or care for, someone, whether a friend or a relative, and I don't defend that friend or relative on some outlandish comments, the racist thing, the
sure.
He's a crooked businessman thing, and all this other stuff. I just wondered why that is.
Well, from the racist standpoint, you know, we talk about that. That conversation did come up. Even Congressman Tlaib accused Mark Meadows of being a racist, and there was a lot of pushback on that.
Right, I remember.
But it's very interesting. You know, AOC and the Democrats are out there being critical of the president as a racist, being critical of us. You know, we are anti-diversity, and yet if you don't think exactly like she does, she's going to put you on a list. I mean, that hypocrisy is mind-boggling, and yeah, we're taking that on.
So if they're going to take it, the Democrats with still more Cohen hearings, and with or without Cohen, once he's in jail, hearings based on what he said, either at a public forum or one behind closed doors, what are we looking at here? Where is this all going?
Oh, it's absolutely going towards impeachment. I mean, these guys they hate Donald Trump, and they're going to do everything they can to try to take him out.
Do they tell you that? Do some of your Democratic colleagues whisper and say, this is where we're going with this?
No one's come up to me, Neil, and said, hey, this is our grand strategy, but it's pretty obvious from what they're doing, I think.
All right, so what do you think the president should do in response? Now, he tweets the credibility issue of Michael Cohen, and that's fair game because Michael Cohen has been seen and reported on tape saying great things about the president, what a savvy businessman he is, how open he is to all races and people, and then just the opposite of this hearing. So I get that and see that. But they're going to use him nevertheless to say that he opened up a can of worms here. Do you think he opened up a can of worms?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, their goal is to just, you know, it's like Bush lied, people died, and they're going to just say it over and over again and hope that it sinks in. They're going to continue to say that Donald Trump is a racist. It's their game plan. They just keep repeating it over and over again in hopes that it sinks in and people accept it. And we're going to continue to push back. Again, you know, Mark Meadows brought up a worker who was a part of the Trump organization who said, no, I don't work for racists. And then he got accused of being a racist for bringing that up. So, yeah, we're going to push back and we're going to show the flaws in their reasoning, and we're going to talk about our president. And what he should do is just continue doing what he's doing. You know, working with North Korea. There's going to be another summit. I mean, the way that worked out was just perfectly. And
think do you think there's going to be another summit? Do you think there should be another summit?
Absolutely. I mean, you know,
wouldn't you have to have more stuff nailed down before the president goes to the trouble?
No, I don't think so. And let me explain. I think a lot of old school politics are about let's get the issue solved and then let's get the two leaders together. You know, Kim Jong-un is a young guy, and what I think Donald Trump wants to do is move his ideology, and that's going to take a relationship. Earlier in your show, you had someone talking about Gorbachev and Reagan, and they developed a relationship that led to change. And I think that's what Donald Trump's doing. He's working on a relationship with this young man and young leader.
You don't think that, you know, the president really did go much more than halfway. I think any objective observer can say that. He traveled halfway around the world last summer to go to Singapore to meet this guy. Did it all over again when the guy took a 2-hour train ride to get to the Vietnam summit.
Yeah.
and he goes 10 or 11 hours, I'm just wondering, what do you get for that?
Well, I think you get a deepening relationship that hopefully, and there's no guarantees here, but hopefully moves the young man's ideology a little bit. Because if we're going to get, a cooperative agreement with them, if we're going to get capitalism in North Korea, it's going to take an ideologic change on the part of Kim Jong-un. And just working out the details like it's a new NAFTA agreement and then let's talk, that's ridiculous. That's not going to work here. It's about winning a heart relationship with Kim Jong-un, and I think that's what the president's doing. He's playing chess. You've heard the expression before. He's playing chess and others are playing checkers, and I think that's exactly what's going on. He's working on a heart relationship with Kim Jong-un.
All right, we'll see. Congressman, thank you for coming in on Saturday.
Thanks,
Good seeing
Neil.
you. All right, well, the Dow's...